nice morning flow. So let's get started on our backs today. Just a nice comfortable position on your back, not so comfortable that you fall back asleep, but just a nice easy position on your back. But I want you to place your left hand on your belly and your right hand over your chest. So as we're just laying here to begin with, I just want you to bring your awareness to your breath. So for the first few moments, we're just going to let our hands lie on our belly and chest. And just notice what you notice. Letting your breath settle down. Finding a just natural rhythm. Now the next time you take an inhalation, see if you can work on filling up your belly first and then your chest. So work on filling up your belly and then your chest, and then as if you were filling all the way up to your collarbone. So belly, chest, collarbone. So you may feel like your hand that's on your belly is going to rise up first, and then the hand that's on your chest. See if you can make that movement happen. And then when you exhale, see if you can exhale from your belly first, and then your chest, all the way up to your collarbone. So this is a really cognitive movement. It's a real deliberate inhalation and exhalation. Belly, chest, collarbone, belly, chest, collarbone. So you're inhaling to the same spots and exhaling from the same spots in the same order. The next time you take a full breath in, I want you to see if you can exhale from the chest first and then the belly. See if you can make your top hand go down before your belly hand. Harder to do, but it's an exercise in pranayama. Okay, we can bring our hands down to our sides. Let your breath just return to normal. bring our right leg in for a nice little squeeze, and then just bring it back and forth over your body. And then we're going to bring it over to the left side of our body for a nice twist, and take your right hand over to the right side of your body and let your left hand just hold that knee over to the left side of your body, and then let your gaze and your head drift over to the right side. So you're getting a nice spinal twist here. And this is a good way to warm up your digestive system in the morning, in addition to just getting a good spinal twist. And coming back into center, and maybe rolling that hip around just a little bit more. And bringing your left knee in to meet the right, and then letting that right leg go out long. So same thing on the other side. So moving that left leg back and forth across your body, and then finally bringing it over to the right side and letting your gaze drift over to the left side of your body. Warming up the spine, warming up the belly, squeezing out your intestines just a little bit, letting them know you're awake. And coming back into center, moving that hip around, getting that synovial fluid all juiced up for the day. And bringing that other leg in. Maybe you want to extend your legs up and give some ankle circles and reverse directions. And finally coming up to a seat. So you can extend your legs out long, just for a moment, and then bringing them in. We're going to just continue with some warming up of the joints, since it's morning and we're just getting woken up. So let's just do some body circles here. So whatever direction you want to start with, just try to make these movements kind of big. So really extend through your chest and then come back like you're doing cat-cows, but in a seated position. So you're arching through your back each direction. So we're doing cow, and then we're doing cat when we come back, and then cow when we go forward because we're arching, and then cat because we're arching the opposite direction, and then reverse directions. So all these movements are good at getting that lubrication within your joints, which is the synovial fluid. Gets it all lubricated, ready for the day. It's all been a little bit stagnant overnight, just sitting there. So the more joints you can get involved in every movement that we're doing through this practice, the better. So really exaggerate everything that we do. So get your shoulders involved, and your elbows, your wrists, your neck, Okay, we'll meet in a central neutral position, and let's just do some shoulder rolls. Back and forward. And let's do some neck rolls. So just going off to one side and then maybe the other. And if you want to go all the way back, if that's comfortable to you, feel free to do that. Sometimes it's just nice to go from one side to another, but if it's in your practice to go all the way around and that's comfortable with your neck, then feel free to do that. And then if you feel any areas that just need a little extra attention, then just stop and notice that and give those areas the attention they deserve. Okay, so meeting in a central neutral position. We're going to just reach our arms up for an inhale and an exhale. And coming into a tabletop position, let's extend one leg back and stretch out the back calf. And then let's take that same leg out to the side, coming back and sitting as if you were back in a child's pose. So getting a nice stretch in that side of that leg that's extended. And then coming back up, back into tabletop. We're going to take that same leg, left leg, and come up into Anjayasana. Pressing into that left leg, getting a nice stretch in the back into the right hip flexor. Really pressing in. If you want to take both hands, pressing into the left thigh or the left front leg. And if that's not enough, you can always reach back. That might be a little aggressive for morning, but you do you. We just want to really get all of our joints and our ligaments and muscles warmed up for the day. But also honor where you're at this time. It's still pretty early, so. And then framing up that foot. And then just coming back into a plank position and then a down dog. We're going to repeat that on the other side, but let's just pedal out this down dog for a minute. And then coming back into tabletop, let's extend the right leg back this time, or the opposite leg if you started on a different one than me. So stretching out that back calf. And then extending it out to the side. And then sitting back like you're in child's pose again. And coming back up, bringing that right leg forward for whatever leg you're on, and Anjayasana, stretching out that hip flexor joint in the back leg. pressing into your front leg or reaching back if that's an option for you this morning. Adding a back bend if you're very ambitious. Otherwise, just doing what feels good to you in your body at this moment. So really the objective is just getting this ligament, this joint stretched right here. So it's not, this is just an add-on. This extra here is an add-on. So really we're just looking to open up this joint. And framing up that foot and coming back into down dog again. Pedaling things out. And taking that left leg this time and coming up, we're going to just do a very light half pigeon pose. So finding your comfortable position for that front leg. Your back leg needs to just be straight behind you and perpendicular to your hip girdle. That's imperative. It doesn't matter where your front leg is. It can be close to your body. It can be parallel to the front of your mat. That is up to you, whatever your anatomy allows. But the back leg needs to be straight back behind you. So find your position, whatever works for you, this morning or wherever you're at right now. And then fold forward, whatever feels comfortable, and just looking for a nice stretch in this outer front hip. And just go easy. It's early. We're just looking to warm things up for the day. So this does not need to be your maximum stretch of what you're generally used to. If you go to a later morning yoga class generally, or a evening class, your body's obviously much more warm at that time of the day. So don't expect it to be that warm at an early time of the day. If this is 5 a.m. for you or something, your body is not going to be that warm. So don't expect things from it at a different time of day. And just sway a little back and forth and see how that changes the sensation in your body. If you come closer to your foot, it's going to feel a little differently than if you come over towards your knee. It definitely changes the sensation. Just notice those things. And then we're going to just press back up into down dog and shake that leg out a little bit. Just let it loosen up. And walk it out. And then take that other leg, whatever one you weren't working on, and bring it forward for a half pigeon on the other side. So again, wherever feels comfortable for you for that front leg, just making sure that that back leg is in the right position. So perpendicular to your hip girdle. And then for folding forward, however far is comfortable for you. And finding movement, swaying back and forth, seeing how that changes the sensation. Finding any areas that might need extra attention. And just honoring what's in your body right now. And pressing back up, letting that leg shake out a bit. Pedaling out your down dog. And then we're going to just lower down onto our belly. We're going to do a few arm stretches, or shoulder openers. So bringing your left arm, or let's say your right arm out at the level of the crown of your head. So you're bringing your arm out straight, but at about the level of the crown of your head. And you're staying on your belly, but then you're going to turn onto your side. So your arm stays out straight, and you're using your other arm to just press yourself onto your side. So this may be just plenty of a stretch to open up that right shoulder, because this is generally pretty intense for most people. But if not, you can lift up both knees, one knee or both knees. And this will definitely intensify your stretch. But what I do want you to do is keep your head a little bit elevated. I don't want you to keep it on the ground. I want you to keep it about 1 inch off the ground. And if this is still like pretty easy, you can take this arm, the left arm, and reach it over towards your back arm. And that will definitely make it harder. And when we get to the other side, I will show you how you can actually clasp hands or bind hands if even this is feeling a little easy for you. So this is a great way to open up the front part of your shoulder. All right, so we can unwind here, and we're going to repeat this on the other side. So when I come onto this side, I'll demonstrate the binding process. So keeping your hand again about the height of your crown, and then rolling onto your hip, and then coming over, bending knees, and then if you wanted to bind, you take your other hand, reaching over, clasping the other hand, and then binding. But see, I have my head elevated about 1 or 2 inches off the ground. You don't want to have it super high, like cranked up, because that doesn't keep a neutral spine. But if you have it on the ground, that also does not create a neutral spine. So you want to just have it about 1 to 2 inches off the ground. And just maintaining a neutral gaze. So wherever it's natural to look is where your neutral spine generally is. It's not natural to stare up at to look at the ceiling, so that's not where your head should be focused. It's not where your neck should be, cranked up towards. Your natural focus would be straight in front of you, so that naturally keeps your head about 1 to 2 inches off the ground. So wherever you're at, carefully unwind or untangle yourself. Come back onto your belly. We're going to do one more arm stretch. So we're going to roll onto our right side, bringing our right arm over, straight out, at our side, and then bringing it at a 90-degree angle, and then taking our left hand and holding our wrist down. So we're going to then just roll onto our side, but keeping pressure on our right wrist because we don't want it to pop up. So this is a really intense stretch in our, in the top of our shoulder, our anterior posterior deltoid. So you probably are not going to roll all the way onto your belly. That would be extremely advanced, but you're going to come a little bit onto your side. Some people will come towards their belly, but not all the way. So you just come to the point where you feel sensation, where it's uncomfortable but not painful. And then we're slowly going to roll back onto our belly and over onto our other side. So same thing on the other side. The left arm, I'm going to just switch sides so I can show you. The left arm will extend outward, perpendicular to the body, and then come down to a 90-degree angle. And then the right hand comes down, just to hold the wrist down. And then you roll slightly on your side and towards your belly, but you won't come onto your belly. And your head stays elevated off the ground. And you will definitely feel deep sensation in your deltoid. And rolling back. We can actually just roll right onto our backs, squeezing our legs in towards our chest, giving them a nice hug. Maybe rolling a little bit back and forth on our back, massaging out the lower back. And then coming up to a seated position. So thank you so much for joining me this morning for your morning flow. I hope you feel a lot better and ready for your day. This should get you up and started and motivated to get your day going. So definitely join us for more of our yoga flows and challenges. Check out lovejivana.com. Check out our dosha quiz if you haven't done that yet. And I look forward to seeing you on the mat and everywhere else where Love Jivana is found. So thank you again. Bye-bye.